Ohayo gozaimasu. Today we're going to go over days of the month in Nihongo. All lesson notes can be found at pocketjapanese.com. Just as a note before we start, this class uses hiragana and other Japanese writing systems. If you've not learned them yet, you can just listen to the audio or check out worksheets and lessons at pocketjapanese.com. So did you know Japanese Nihongo has two counting systems? Most people are familiar with ichi, ni, san. These numbers are Sino-Japanese, meaning they come from Chukoku, China. The native numbers that we're going to look at today are less common, but they appear in things such as counters and specifically the days of the month, which we're going to look at today. As a note, I'm going to be comparing days of the month to the things counter. We're going to look at that at a later lesson. Knowing the native numbers makes learning the days of the month a lot easier, as well as just some other counters we're going to do later. Once you know the native numbers, you basically just have to change the endings to get different counters. Instead of me just repeating this a million times, let's look at some examples. The native Japanese number for 4 is yo. You might remember this from Pocket Japanese Lesson 1. I mentioned that 4 and 7 sometimes use their native numbers. The 4th of the month in Nihongo is yokka, which stems from yo. 4 things in Nihongo is yotsu, which also stems from yo. Tatoeba, for example, there are 4 sushi ga yotsu arimasu. We haven't done this grammar yet, but it's just here for an example. In comparison, today is the 4th. Kyou wa yokka desu. You can see that they both use yo, and it's just the endings that change. Basically, by learning the native numbers, you then only have to learn to change the endings rather than two separate words. Another example, the 6th of the month in Nihongo is muika, which stems from mu. 6 things in Nihongo is mutsu, which also stems from mu. Tatoeba, for example, today is the 6th. Kyou wa muika desu. Like I said before, native numbers are usually used with counters, not all counters, but that's generally where you'll see them. And the second example, there are 6 sushi, 6 pieces of sushi. Sushi ga mutsu arimasu. So basically, rather than thinking of all of these counters as different words, you make your life a bit easier if you learn to recognize the native numbers and then just swapping off the endings. So what are the native numbers? 1, hito, 2, futa, 3, mi, 4, yo, 5, itsu, 6, mu, 7, nana, 8, ya, 9, kokono, 10, to. I think 9 is my favorite because it just kind of sounds like coconuts, but yeah. So you can learn these numbers as the base, or even consider like the days counter or the things counter as your base if you can naturally swap them out. So let's look at days of the month in Nihongo. To start with, 1 to 10 follow the native system, though 1 is special, it's an exception. The first, suitachi. The second, futsuka. Third, mika. Fourth, yokka. Fifth, itsuka. Sixth, muika. 7th, nanoka. 8th, yokka. 9th, kokonoka. 10th, toka. You can see they look pretty similar to the Japanese native numbers, just with ka, which means day, on the end. From the 11th to the 31st, you simply put nichi, another reading for day, after the Sino-Japanese numbers with 3 exceptions. The 14th, juyokka, the 20th, hatsuka, and the 24th, nijuyokka. Let's go. The 11th, juichi nichi, 12th, juni nichi, 13th, jusan nichi, 14th, juyokka, 15th, jugo nichi, 16th, juroku nichi, 17th, 17日, 18th, 18日, 19th, 19日, not Q, 20th, 20日, 21st, 21日, 22nd, 22日, 23rd, 23日, 24th, 24日, 25th, 25日, 26th, 26日, 27th, 27日, 28th, 28日, 29th, 29日, 30th, 30日, 31st, 31日. When I first learnt the days of the month, I didn't really realize there was a system to it. So I Because I rarely use them, I always forgot them. I think a lot of people try to just learn them later and then never do. Let's look at a reibun. So, お母さんの誕生日は2月4日です. Mum's birthday is the 8th of February. That is how you would use this in a sentence. Now I'm going to read you and show you some sentences. You have 3 seconds to translate the sentences, then the answer will be revealed. If you need more time, you can pause it. 明日は16日です. Tomorrow is the 16th. 妹さんの誕生日は20日ですか? Is your sister's birthday the 20th? 歴史のクラスは11日じゃないです. History class is not the 11th. That's it for today's mini lesson. For full grammar explanations, word lists, worksheets, and games, check out my website, pocketjapanese.com. And if you like this video and found it helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps my small channel. Thank you very much for watching again.